This
analytics,
conference will now be
predictive modeling.
recorded.
What is the best policies? What are the best insurance policies for users in US market? So some approaches of retail chains to maximize their business. So we can do with Python. So nowadays Python is very popularly used from 5 to 6 years onwards because of the big data and Hadoop, big data and data science projects. Okay, see here. Next, so before starting to this, first I want to know about yours. So Harika, could you tell me about yourself? What is your exact requirement?
Yeah. Actually, I know basics of OOPS and all. I know Java, I know C, and I have written many programs in that. But the thing is, I don't have industry experience for development. I am trained in .NET, but I am currently doing testing in one of the
Oh,
MNC. But I want to
okay.
I want to go with this Python, and I know basics of any programming language. The thing is, I need real-time experience.
Yeah,
That is
surely I
why,
can provide you complete real-time experience and some use cases, some real-time projects. Okay, and
yeah,
also
yeah,
I can tell you the how to develop this Python language, the Linux systems or Windows systems, and also in cloud computing also AWS, and as well as
yeah. Actually, I am trained in Hadoop also. I know MapReduce and all basics of data science and.
okay. Sorry,
Can I
are
take
we?
actually I want to keep experience as 1 year. Can I get that stuff from this?
Yeah, sure. I can give you complete stuff. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So you can mute it. I can ask another guy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
next, Anjireddy. So hello, Anjireddy. Hello, hello, Anjireddy.
Hello.
Yeah, could
Hi,
you tell me
Venkat.
about? Yeah, hi. Could you tell me about yourself? What is
Yeah,
your
I'm
exact?
Manju Reddy. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm working with Accenture. I have total 3.5 years of experience in software testing
Okay.
in UFC side. So
Okay.
I want to know advanced code and advanced Python. I'm planning to learning that.
Okay, sure. I can cover all the stuff. So when you learn this
Yeah,
complete Python from me, you can easily survive in the data science projects also. Okay, I can give
yeah,
you the
sure.
complete.
And in previously I worked in insurance project. Now I'm working with mining side, BHP Billiton client.
Okay. So
So total actually now UFT side market is very less. So I'm planning to move Python side, developing entire. I don't know that much coding.
yeah,
So
Python is very easiest language if you compare to any other language, either C, C++, Java, .NET. Python is very easiest language, even though you can compare to
yeah,
R. Right? Because
yeah,
Python and R both are interpreted language. No need to compile this Python language. This is very easiest. Okay.
yeah. Thank you.
Okay, you can mute it. You can go to another guy.
Yeah,
Next,
sure.
Lenovo. Who is that guy? Lenovo. What's your name?
Hi, this is Rupali.
Okay.
Uh, I'm into application support and maintenance work for network monitoring tools, having experience of more than 6 years nowadays, and would like to start my career into development because I don't have any experience to work from scratch actually. I'm always
Yeah,
into
I can
application
start
fix and
from
all.
scratch onwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm looking for a job change after 6 years of experience into development side. So this is the best language I heard for
Okay.
development career. That's why I've choose for Python. I would like to go for Django as well after this.
Right. I can cover Django and Flask also.
Okay.
Okay. Next. Okay, you can mute it now. I'm going to Mohit Kotari. Hello, Mohit. Hello, Mohit Kotari. Hello, hello. And Rishikesh Puri. Could you tell me about yourself? Yeah, Mohit Kotari. Could you tell me about yourself?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Mohit Kotari. Yeah. Tell
Yes,
me
sir.
what is your exact requirement?
So actually, I want to learn Python from the data science point of view, because right now I am into analyst position and want to switch to a data scientist position.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, currently I'm doing as a senior data scientist. I can cover all the stuff. Okay. I can.
Okay.
And also, I'm working on this Python from 10 years onwards. Different projects. Okay, I can cover all the stuff. So you can easily serve in the data science projects also with the help of data science with Python. And as well as if you want, you can learn data science with R also. I can explain you. Okay. First, we'll discuss Python. Python like complete core lines from the scratch onwards. Next. Okay. Okay. Next, we will move to Rishikesh Puri. Here you can mute it. We'll start the demo. Yeah. Hello, Rishikesh. Could you tell me about
Okay.
yourself?
Yes,
Hello,
yes, sir.
Rishikesh.
My name is Rishikesh, sir. Yes. Hello, are you
Yeah, yeah.
listening me?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Sir,
I'm hear you.
basically, yes, sir. Basically, I'm from non-IT background. I want to switch career in data science. So
Okay.
that's the point of view I'm doing learning a Python course, sir. Sir, are you
Okay,
from
okay.
the scratch level?
Yeah, from scratch level onwards, I can discuss with Python. From scratch, if you don't know any language also, you can easily survive in this. When you take my classes, you can easily survive. I can take from the scratch. Okay. If you don't know any language. Okay. Hello. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So now we'll start the demo. Next. See
Yes.
here. Today's my agenda is what is Python, differences between program and scripting language, history of Python, scope of Python, why do people use Python, how to install Python today, how to install the Python IDEs, integrated development environments, IDLE, and scripting mode, who uses Python today, what can I do with Python, and I can discuss some sample code and Python code execution, how to run this Python. See here. First, what is Python? Python is a general purpose, interpreted, interactive, object oriented, and high level programming language. What is that? Python is a general purpose programming language that is often applied in scripting roles. So Python is a programming language as well as scripting language. Python is an object-oriented programming language, which is high-level programming language. Python is also called an interpreted language. Okay, no need to compile here. Next. So what is program and scripting? Program is a sequence or set of instructions written in a file so that the computer can perform certain tasks. That is called program. What is scripting? A script is interpreted. As a script code is written in the scripting language. A scripting language is nothing but a type of programming language in which we can write the code to control another software application. That is scripting language. See here, what is history? So mainly the which is the Python is invented in the Netherlands early 1990s by Guido van Rossum. Next, Guido van Rossum is a fan of Monty Python. Is a flying circus. This is a famous TV show in Netherlands. So named after Monty Python, which is open source from the beginning onwards. Mainly the language first introduced by the 1991 by Guido van Rossum is a Dutch computer programmer. So the language places strong emphasis on code reliability and simplicity so that the programmers can develop applications rapidly. So Python is a multi-paradigm programming language which allows the users to code in the several different programming styles. See here, what are the Python features we have? No compiling or linking. No compiling means you need to compile our code. Just when you type the code on our IDLE, that is command line interface. So command interface always display like this. 3 greater than symbol in your IDLE, Python IDLE. You can directly write the code here and press the enter button. Automatically, it gives the result. That is called interpretation. No need to compile here. Suppose you are using the script mode. So either you can use Notepad++ or any other editors. You can write complete program in a file and you can save it .py extension or a.py or example.py. You can write the complete program. Next, you have a run button here. You can click on the run method, that is run or F5. Automatically it execute and display the results. So no need to compile here. Or if you use any IDE, integrated development environments, what are the IDEs are available in the market? Either you can use Spider, Anaconda contains so many tools. IPython, Spider, Gluvis. Next, PyCharm, Emac, and so on. So in the real time, most number of times we are using either PyCharm, IPython, Spider, Emac, or Sublime. These are used so many companies, okay, in the real time. But here we can practice all of the modes. I can tell you how to practice all of IDEs. Okay, we can use all IDEs and integrate development environments. Okay. Next, no need to type declarations. Suppose if you go to any other language, when you want to define a variable, you can write like this: int a equal to 10. That means first you can define data type. This is our syntax: data type, variable, assignment operator, and value. This is your syntax. So if you want to define any variables or identifiers in another language, you can write int a equal to 10 or float a equal to 12.5 or double a equal to 12.5d or string, that is char a equal to within the characters a, like this. But in our Python, no need to type any declaration, data type declarations in front of to create a variable or identifiers. Okay, directly can write like this: a equal to 10, b equal to 12.5, c equal to high, and d equal to tuple of values 1, 2, 3, 4, like this, a, b, c, like this. So a is an object. In Python, each and everything treated as an object. Whether you can define the identifiers or variables or any class or function, method, modules, all are treated as an objects in the Python. Python treats all are objects. So what is object? Object is an instance of a class. So depending on the value, now a is an integer. How a is an object? Object is an instance of a class. So based upon the value, what is value here? 10. 10 is an integer. Integer a class of numericals. Okay, a class. The 10 is assigned to a. A is an object. So a is an object of an instance of a class integers. 12.5, which is a floating point, and high, it's a string. So based upon the value, that object is the interpreter understands this: C is a string, B is a floating point, A is an integer, D is a tuple, and so on, depending on the value of when you assign the value to that particular object. So based on the value, the interpreter understands that particular class. Okay, so that's why no need to declare any data types here. An automatic memory management. Suppose when you apply a is equal to 10, this 10 is assigned to your memory location in some specific address, some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this automatic memory management. Suppose you apply b is equal to a, that means a is assigned to b. That means automatically b is also referred to the same memory location. So that's why it applies automatic memory location, and which is provide high level data types and operations, and which is an object oriented programming language. Here you're using PI, polymorphism, inheritance, and encapsulations, and method overriding. So based upon object oriented languages, when you want to develop different type of websites or e-commerce sites, so with the help of Django, you can develop these e-commerce sites. So this is one of the package, you can import it. So the Django completely based on the object-oriented programming. That's why in the basic Python, I can tell you complete object programming language. Next, when you want to develop Flask is also one of the package. You can import it. After that, you can develop different type of web applications or websites. So if you want to develop those, you can also you should know about the object-oriented programming language. Next, you can integrate with C, C++, or Cobra, or ActiveX, or Java. Okay, Python can easily integrate it with C, C++, Cobra, ActiveX, and Java. So when you integrate with C, that is C Python. When you integrate with Java, that is J Python. So similarly, the J Python is purely integrated language where the Java and Python code can interchangeably use in the program. Okay, suppose when you use servlets, when you integrate the servlets with Python, that is converted to Zython. Okay, this is the way you can integrate these C, C++, Cobra, or ActiveX, or dynamic loading of C modules, dynamic reloading of C modules, and you can integrate with C++, Java, and so on. Okay, this is a mixed language system, and programming the large support, simplified extensions and small library binary files, and program can be modified without stopping. On the fly, can change the program. Okay, next you can use reusage of code. How to reusage of code? With the help of module or packages. Okay, you can reusage of this code. Next, universal first class object model, which is runtime program construction. So at that time on the fly, you can change the program, which is an interactive and dynamic in nature. Few restrictions and rules are available. It provides some few restrictions and rules, and also handles unforeseen needs and end user coding, which is incremental development and testing, which is access to interpreter information. This is a meta programming and introspective objects. So already I said to you, when you define a is equal to 10, automatically the interpreter understands this 10 is an integer which is assigned to a. How they knows? How you know this is an integer? You can apply introspective objects. Now I'm applying here type method, type of a. When you apply in your IDE or IDLE or any immediate mode command line interface, when you apply this, when you pass this parameter through type method, depending on the value displays type integer like this. Suppose if you apply b is equal to 12.5, so already based upon the value, the interpreter understands this is a floating point. How you know that? You can apply introspection method type of b, that is equal to, it displays uh, type float like this. Okay, that is the way you can use the introspective objects, or is, or not in. You can use so many introspective objects. Next, cross-platform programming without ports. Platform programming is, so when you develop your Python code in any of the operating system, you can easily execute that Python code in another operating system. Suppose you can develop this Python code in the Windows operating system. Now, when you want to execute that program, either Unix or Linux systems or any Mac OS, no need to ask any extra file. Directly can execute that file. That's why you can call it as cross-platform programming without ports. So which is execution speed, protecting the source code, and you can develop different type of system tools, graphical user interfaces, persistence, databases, and so on. See here. Next. So what are the uses of Python? So you can use shell tools. That means you can generate different type of admin tools, command line programs, and extension language work, rapid prototyping and development, the language-based modules, which are special purpose parsers. You can develop different type of graphical user interfaces, and you can connect to any type of databases. So what are the databases are available in the market? Any type of relational databases, that is any type of relational database, Oracle, MySQL, Redbrick, Sybase, DB2, DBA, AS400, and so on. You can connect to any type of the database, or you can connect to any type of data sets. Types means either you can connect structured data sets, semi-structured data sets, or unstructured data sets. So structure means in our relational databases, you can store record by record in the form of rows and columns in the tables. All tables are related to each other, one-to-one or one-to-many or many-to-many mapping. That is called relational database management. Either you can connect those structured data sets, either dot XLS, dot CSV comma separated file, or dot text files. These are all structured data sets. Or you can connect any semi-structured data. What is semi-structured data? Any of your charting data that is converted to XML, or either you can forward any SMS or MMS or charting data, or any type of through any medium, that is Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or GoToMeeting, any type of those are first converted to XML. Or you can move any HTML data, weblog data, web crawling, okay, or .pdf files. You can also connect these files. After that, you can apply your analytics against these files with the help of Python language. These are all called semi-structured data sets. Or you can connect any type of unstructured data. What are the unstructured data you have? Either audio files, or video files, or graphs, charts, and so on. You can apply your analytics against these data sets. That is unstructured data sets. You can access any of these type of data sets, either structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. And also you can connect it to any type of big data HDFS cluster, or you can connect to any type of NoSQL databases. Where these NoSQL databases are available? These NoSQL databases are available in the big data Hadoop technology. What are the NoSQL databases are there in our market? Cassandra, Neo4j, MongoDB. Next, WebDynamo, which is used in the AWS, Amazon Web Services, WebDynamo, Rike, Redis, Memcache, and so on. These are all NoSQL databases. What is the difference between SQL and NoSQL databases? SQL database based on the structured query language, which we can store the data in the form of rows and columns. But whereas in NoSQL database, you can store any type of data, structure, semi-structured, unstructured data. That's why you can call it as all of these NoSQL databases. Okay, you can connect any type of databases with the help of Python language. Next, you can generate distributed programming. Distributed programming is when you want to process our data to different type of clusters, either HDFS clusters or any other relational database systems or any other cloud databases. You can process our data to their clusters or data centers. That is distributed programming. Next, internet scripting. You can generate different type of, you can build different type of websites or e-commerce sites with the help of Python. See here. Next. So why we go for Python? Why we go for Python? Python is very easy to learn, which is relatively fast, which is object oriented, which is widely used and fairly portable. So compared to other languages, C, Java, Perl, C is much faster but much harder to learn and use. Java is somewhat faster and harder to learn and use. Perl is a little slower, not as easy as to learn. So if you compare to any of the other languages, Python is very easy to learn, relatively fast, which is interpreted, object-oriented, general-purpose programming language, widely used and fairly portable. So there are languages number of high level programming languages like C, C++, Java, and so on. But when compared to all of these languages, Python has simplest syntax and availability of the libraries and built-in modules. Python comes with an extensive collection of third-party resources that extend the capabilities of the language. Python can be used for a large variety of tasks, like you can develop desktop applications, database applications, network programming, mobile applications, gaming, and so on. Okay, so what are the advantages of Python? Most programmers are to develop the programs in Python require considerably less number of lines of code to perform the same task compared to other languages like C, C++, Java, and .NET. So if you compare to any language, you can use less number of codes. Based on that, less number of programming errors are displayed and reduce the development time needed also. Okay, this is the main advantage. Next, what the people are doing with Python? What the people are doing with Python? They develop different type of websites, e-commerce site, process the data, large XML data sets, data clusters, and you can apply different type of data analytics. So where you can use the data analytics in your data science. Data analytics one of the part in our data science. Okay, what type of analytics you can do here? We have 4 types of analytics you can do here. There's a descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics. Next, prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics. So descriptive analytics apply against the historical data. What happened? So we can answer the questions what happened. You can apply complete historical data. What is my revenue generated in the last month, last week, last year, 2 years ago, or few years ago? What are my revenues and profits? And where can I sold more number of products in which area? So these are applying different type of analytics here. Next, diagnostic analytics. So what are the reports have I generated? Now I want to apply the micro analysis. Suppose I have a report. My report contains different regions, different years, different products. Different years, different regions, different products. Which generate the different type of revenues and profits in different regions and different years and different products. Now I want to find out particular electronic products. What are my revenues and profit generated in particular electronic products in the region wise, east region, and year wise only 2016 January month, or January 26 or January 14 or August 15. So when you want to apply micro analysis, that is now you are in the higher level. When you want to apply your analytics against the down level, that is drill down to that particular specific value, that is called diagnostic analytics. Predictive analytics. What is predictive analytics? What type of analytics you can do here? Future trends or time series analysis. Suppose I have a car company. In this month or last month, I have sold out 50 cars. In this month, I have sold out almost 70 cars. So what will I sell in the next month or next week or next quarter? How much revenue will I get? How much profit will I get in the next month or next quarter or next year after 2 years? These type of analytics you can do with predictive analytics. Next, prescriptive analytics. So all of these, the diagnostic, descriptive and predictive, finally you can do some prescription to the clients. So when the clients follow those prescription, say they want to release the product or they want to avoid their losses, based on they will take the decisions based upon our prescriptive analytics. So these type of analytics we can do with Python language. Okay, and also you can develop different type of machine learning. You can develop different type of models in your data science products. So you can do it data analytics with Python. and you can develop mobile application development to teach the computer science in universities and build test suits for C or Java code. After building your data models, data products, or your that is any type of analytics what you have done, when you want to apply your testing, when you want to apply your testing suits, you can use this Python language. So suppose if you develop some websites, when you want to test that those websites are properly working or not, when you want to apply your test suits, you can use the Python language. Okay, this is the way the people are doing with Python. So why the Python is more popular in these years? Because of our uh, big data Hadoop technology and as well as data science analytics. Okay, okay. See here, because of our data science analytics. So in almost the Python is used in the big data Hadoop technology, Bitcoin, DevOps, and data science. So many things, so many areas you can use the Python. See here, next slide. So where the Python is used, you can use is in the scientific computing. So you can import the NumPy package. So NumPy means numerical Python. You can apply our analytics, either mathematical analytics or basic statistical analytics. You can apply here based on the NumPy. So when you want to apply these type of mathematical analysis, what type of mathematical analysis you can do here? So mainly you can apply here linear algebra. So what type? Vectors, matrices, differential equations, differentiations, or integrations, polynomial equations, and so on. You can use any trigonometric analysis also. So these are you can apply when you import the NumPy package. All operations or methods are available from those packages. These are all built-in packages. You can import it and you can develop your scientific computing or mathematical analysis, small statistical analysis. Suppose if you are using SciPy package, SciPy which is based on the scientific computing, scientific Python, you can apply which is based on the NumPy. NumPy is the basic package of SciPy. Suppose when you want to apply statistical analysis, completely basic and advanced, you can use one of the package Pandas. So when you want to go for machine learning, actually machine learning is the one of the concept in your computer science. When you want to develop that machine learning algorithms in our data science, you should know about the statistics and mathematics and data mining concepts. So when you want to when you want to practice those statistical analysis with Pandas, you can easily survive in the machine learning. Machine learning algorithms you can also develop with Python language. Okay. Next, SciPy Pandas is also based on the NumPy. Next, when you want to develop the different type of matplot, different type of charts, graphs, and so on, you can use the matplotlib. Okay. Next, when you want to develop different type of natural language processing, you can use NLTK, one of the package. So when you want to apply your analytics against the pharmaceutical data or healthcare data, suppose when you want to apply your any type of analysis, either in the breast cancer analysis or skin cancer analysis or brain tumor analysis or any type of heart disease analysis, you can apply different type of, you can take different type of features based on the analysis. Either you can give the feedback, either that patient having positive feedback or negative feedback. So depending on that, you can start the treatment. So who will start the treatment? Doctors. So you can apply those type of analytics. You can import the BioPython package and you can apply different type of testings. Either hypothesis testing, either type 1 error, that is alpha testing, or type 2 error, beta testing. So you can suppose if any company want to release the one of the product, that tablet or capsule cures the heart disease, but now you want to test the tablet. Maybe the tablet, when the patient taking that, the tablets gives any side effects. Now you want to test it. Already the product who are released that product, that company already given the complete peripherals. What are they using? Complete prescription are giving on the chart of the backside, but now you want to check it. Maybe this tablet having gives any side effect to the people. I want to check it. First, I can take the contradiction condition. If it proves, the tablet gives the side effects. So we cannot prove that condition. Now the tablet doesn't give any product. Now the client release that product. These type of analytics also you can do with BioPython in molecular biology. Okay, you can use so many analytics here. Next, when you want to develop your own games based upon your thoughts, you can import the Pygame package. You can start your game development. So when you want to develop e-commerce sites, you can use Django framework. Or when you want to develop websites, you can use Flash framework. When you want to develop different type of graphical user interfaces, you can use Kinter packages. So we have tons of packages are available. Depending on the situation, you can import those packages. This package contains different type of operations and methods are available. Directly can call that. No need to write complete program. Suppose if I want to apply mean of different type of values. So when you want to apply different type of values in the basic program, you can define a function def mean, and after that you can write the complete code. That is what is mean. Mean is nothing but an average in our mathematics. What is average? How to point it? Sum of values divided by the number of values. First you can take a is equal to sum of values, b is equal to number of values. After that c is equal to a by b. Like this, you can write a complete program in our normal Python program. But when you use the packages, directly you can call the mean. Inside the mean you can call the parameters, and you can pass the elements. Automatically displays the value result, final result. That is the usage of NumPy. So when you import this, it provides complete methods and operations. You can use those methods. Already in the background of those methods, complete program is available. When you call that package, those programming complete program which is available in memory option in our cache memory. So when you pass those elements or parameters through that methods, automatically executed, it will display within fraction of seconds final result. So that's why you can use these packages. So depending on the situation, depending on the domain, you can use these type of packages. So this is the way you can use the Python. Next, scope of Python. So you can use in the bioinformatics, Unix, WebLogic, WebSphere, web application development is a common gateway interfaces, Python servers, and testing scripts. See here, how to install the Python? You can install the Python from the python.organization. See here. Python.org. This is a open source. So you can easily download this open source. Okay, go to download all releases. So current version of our Python is 3.7.1 into the third version. In the second version, 2.7.115. See here, 2.7.12, 2.7.14, 2.7.15. This is the second version. In our third version, current version is 3.7.1. This is recent release, just five days back. Okay, so either almost some of the companies are using 2 and as well as 3. Almost some of the projects are, so many projects are working from 10 to 15 years onwards. Those are using 2. Currently, the companies who are start their projects from 2 to 3 years onwards, they are using third version. So you can easily migrate these 2.x and 3.x. Okay, you can download any of the Python version, either 2 point version or 3 point version. You can start your program. You can download from here onwards. Okay, or you can use Anaconda, or you can use any type of IDEs, integrated development environments. What are the Python IDEs you have? Here, Python IDEs. So you have Python, PyDev, Spider, Atom, Python. Next, Emac, Jupyter, IPython. So many IDEs are available. Okay, in the real time, mainly you are using Spider, IPython, Jupyter, PyCharm, Sublime. These are very thoroughly used in our real time. Okay, I can cover all these things. Next, who uses Python today? Who uses Python today? So Python is being applied in real revenue generating products by real companies. So Google makes an extensive use of Python in its website system and employs Python's creator. If you go to Intel, Cisco, HP, Seagate, Qualcomm, and IBM uses Python for hardware testing. So if ESRI, which uses Python as an end user customization tool for its popular GIS mapping products. The YouTube video sharing service is largely written in the Python. See here, what can I do with Python? I can develop system programming, graphical interface programming, internet scripting, component integration, database programming. You can develop different type of games, images, XML, processing the XML data to the different data sets or different databases, and you can develop different type of robots, cars without drivers, or drones, or you can develop spell checking, face detection. So you can develop so many products, so many projects with the help of Python. So in Python and data science, nowadays the day-to-day tasks of data science involves many interrelated but different activities, such as here we can discuss here complete data science project life cycle. Each and every cycle we are using the Python. See here. So this is first you can identify the raw data. Where is this raw data is available? Either in any type of data sets, relational databases, or NoSQL database or HDFS cluster. You can retrieve the data, process it into your environment. Second phase. Next, you can clean and scrub the data. Finally, when you have the perfect data sets or perfect data, you can apply your exploratory analysis. What type of exploratory analysis you can do here? You can generate the different type of report based upon our requirement or visualizations and so on. Okay. Next, you can apply here as a descriptive analytics, diagnostic analysis, and predictive analytics. After that, you can go to when you want to develop different type of models. So how to develop these models? Based upon our machine learning. So machine learning, when you retrieve the particular algorithm from this machine learning, depending on the data, depending on the domain, you can retrieve one of the algorithms from the machine learning. After that, you can build different type of models. So almost all phases, you can use the Python language. Next, you can develop different type of models, visualizations, reports. Based on that, the client take the decisions. Here you can apply the prescriptive analytics. Based on this, the client take the decisions. After that, which you can move these into the production. That is data product. You can convert data product. Data is converted to data products. This is production. In the production, you can monitor it and you can apply different type of test cases also. So even though when you want to develop different type of test cases, when you want to move the production, you can use the Python language. After that, which is moved to the reality. That is in the reality. So either ATM machines or tender machines or any type of Gmail spam or drones without drivers or robots and so on. These are all available in the reality. This is completely work in the data science. So you can use Python language in every phase in our day-to-day life project. So Python is an excellent choice for data scientist to do his day-to-day activities, as it provides libraries to do all these things. So Python has diverse range of open source libraries for just about everything that a data scientist does in his day-to-day work. Python is which is open source from starting onwards and free. See here, how to execute the code. Python traditional runtime execution model. The source code you type is translated to bytecode, which is then run by the Python virtual machine. The code is automatically compiled, but then it is interpreted. So when you type the code, automatically gives the result within the fraction of seconds. No need to compile your code. Automatic compilation happen in the background. Okay. Next, do you have any questions? You can ask me. And also, I can explain you these Python with AWS, Amazon Web Services Cloud Computing, and also Windows Azure. This is also one of the cloud computing. So I can explain you AWS and Visual Studio. So if you want to work any projects with USA, so the USA guys are asking the Python, who knows to develop the Python language with AWS. Some of the companies are asking Windows Azure. Okay, I can explain you these things also in our course. So I can explain you what are the course I can cover here. Okay, just a minute. So I can cover complete syllabus of this. This is the curriculum of our Python. I can cover total. Yeah, I have complete course content. See here, almost I'm having totally. I can cover here 14 modules. So first module 1, I can coming from the scratch. How to install version 2 and 3.x. Already I set history of Python, why we go for Python, and starting Python interpreter path. So I can cover all the IDEs and IDLE and different type of command prompt. How to develop your code in the Unix system and as well as Windows system. I can show you both the ways. Next, using variables, identifiers, keywords. Next, what are the data types you have? Basic data types, that is numerical database, and we have advanced data types, that is list, set, that is dictionary, strings, and so on. Now, how to write to a screen and string formatting, command line parameters. Next, module 2, flow control in depth. That is flow control. You can use the conditions, if condition, else condition, if elif condition, and you can use some of the flow control. Loop, you can use the different type of loops, for loop, while loop, and you can use the range function with the for loop. Okay. Next, sequences and file operations, list, tuples, indexing and slicing, iterating through a sequence, functions for all the sequences using enumerate, and you can use the X-range functions, list comprehension, dictionary comprehension, generate the expressions. I can use the generators, closures, object-oriented programming, here functions, syntax of function definition, formal parameters, global versus local variables, and passing parameters to the returning values, IO, input and output, how to read the data, how to write the data in a text files or reading text files, raw binary data files, serialization. Serialization is nothing but pickle, deserialization is unpickle. So writing a text file, and also you can discuss here exception handling, errors, dictionaries and sets, and using modules, import some statements, different type of modules you can use here, and you can import so many packages. What are the packages I'm covering here? NumPy, numerical Python, SciPy, Matplotlib, and Pandas. All of these are required when you want to develop your machine learning models. These are all required to develop your machine learning. Okay. Next, object-oriented programming language. So when it is used, when you want to develop your websites, either you can use Flash package, or when you want to develop e-commerce sites, Django. So both Flash, Django, depending on your object-oriented programming language. I can cover all these object-oriented programming language. Okay. Next, RE objects, regular expressions, dates. Okay. Parsing data, sub-expressions, complex substitutions, properties, and I can cover some use cases. Almost I can cover 5 to 6 domains, different type of projects I can explain you, and I can give the complete real-time stuff. So in the classroom, I can explain some of the examples. After the class, I can attach to you some of the exercises. You can practice it. If you don't have solutions, I can explain you each and every exercise. I can give the complete answers to you. Okay, I can use so many exercises to you. So this is I have done. If you have any questions, you can ask me one by one. Hello? Do you have any questions? Almost it takes 30 to 40 hours with Flask and Django also. I can cover all the packages. NumPy, SciPy, Pandas and Matplotlib. Okay? Almost it takes 40 hours. Yeah, possible. XML parsing also possible. I can show you one program how to parse the XML to your PDF is converted to XML or XML to convert to parsing. I can do it. Django it will cover. Yeah, I can cover Django also completely. Okay, completely I can tell you Django, Flask, all packages, and what he asking, there is a parsing, XML parsing. I can tell you. So complete stuff I can give you. So when you learn course from me, you can easily survive in the real time. Yeah, networking that is deep learning, networking program, and also text mining. I can cover here. Neural networks, deep learning, and text mining. Okay, I can cover here. With the help of Python. Okay. So do you have any doubts? Almost I can tell you 5 to 6 projects, 5 to 6 use cases in different domains. I can take one from the retail, one from the pharmaceutical, one from the healthcare, one from the analytics, that is different type of BioPython, and also one deep learning, one text mining. I can cover almost 5 to 6 domains. So I can explain you 5 to 6 real-time projects. So I can give, when you want to put a project in your resume, I can give different projects to each and every people. Okay, different projects. I can explain each and every end to end. You can easily explain that in your interviewer. You can easily select the job. Okay, I can give real-time projects. Maybe 40 hours. If I take they take daily 1 hour, 40 days. If I take extra time, I can cover within a month. So placement means you can ask the Prakash. Actually, he's the owner of the institute, right? So if I know any placements or if any requirement, I can guide you. So some of the companies are taking Python or data science developers. I can tell you I can give you some information to you. So you can easily survey the web. You can easily get into that job. Why? Because I can tell you each and every concept here. Okay. Yeah, you can easily follow this. I can give the complete FAQs and explain you some important concepts of how to crack your interview at the after completion of our course. Okay, how to crack the interview. I can use some most important questions. You can easily get into that job when you follow that. So, is there any other questions? Hello. If you are okay, we will continue tomorrow onwards, same time, 9 to 10 or 10:15. Okay. So same time, everything is fine, right? Anyone having any requirement, any specific time? Everybody available on at 9 p.m. right? Hello.
Yeah, I am okay for 9 p.m.
Okay. Everybody find that time, or if you want change any other times. If anybody want to change the times, you can ask me. I will try to change the time, or we'll start 9 p.m. IST. Okay. Okay, Rishikesh Puri is okay, Kotari is okay, and what about Anji Reddy? So
Yeah, I am okay. I am okay with that.
okay, okay, Ropali, what about you? Is it okay for 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. IST?
Actually, I'm preferring morning batch because I'm working in UK hours, so I cannot join 9 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, if you miss any class, I can give the backup also.
No, but
Okay.
I'm not able to
So
join daily basis. Actually, I'm looking for
I
morning
can give you
classes. I
another
will
time
be
in the
free
morning time.
since 7:30 to 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, I can give another time to Rupali.
Okay.
Okay. So Rupali only is the different time. Remaining all are okay for 9 p.m. IST, right? Yeah, Rupali, I can give the morning time to you. So remaining all are you can connect tomorrow onwards. I can start tomorrow from first class. Okay. Same time you can connect same 9 a.m. 9 p.m. IST. So Rupali, you can connect. You can ask Prakash. He will schedule you in the morning time. Okay. Okay. So if any other questions, anything else? Okay. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow 9 p.m. IST. See you. Bye bye. Okay.
Thank you, Venkatesh.
Thank you. Bye bye. The entire correlation it will take 40 hours, 40 days. If I take daily 1 hour. Yeah, I can also cover Django framework. Also cover Django, Flask, and all modules. What are all the packages? NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, object-oriented programming language. Complete. Already I shown you a complete course, right? I can cover all this syllabus. So except Rupali, remaining all are you will connect tomorrow 9 a.m. 9 p.m. Okay, 9 p.m. IST. So Rupali, you can ask the Prakash. He will schedule the tomorrow's class in morning time. Okay. Okay. Nice talking to
Yeah,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you,
Bye bye.
Venkatesh. Thank you.
Thank you.